How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So today we're going to be talking about the minimal get home bag priorities. What do you put in a minimal bag like this that can pretty much get you from point A to point B in case something happens? Now, most of my subscribers are aware that I used to, or I currently still do, have a massive get home bag or a bug out bag, and that was primarily because of where I lived. I could go hundreds of miles in multiple directions, and some of those you wouldn't even get into other civilization just because of where I lived. Now I'm living somewhere different in a more city or urban environment, and I've been able to scale down things quite a bit because I don't really go out that far unless I don't have to. Now, of course, I'm filming in a further out location, but that's a different story. But for my normal day-to-day uses for my job, this is all that I take with me, this bag right here. And this is pretty much my everyday carry bag, and it incorporates extra get home bag, stuff to it. So we're gonna go dive into this bag. This is a In and Out by Mystery Ranch. This is a really great minimal pack. It also collapses up in itself, which is super cool. I'll probably do a dedicated video on this in the future, but right now, all right, so what mainly do I have inside, right? And I'm just gonna pull stuff out as I go and discuss it. Well, I have a Grail Geopress, one of them, because water is also a massive priority. Even if you're not going that far, I reasonably go only about 30 miles, roughly, in the kind of urban area that I'm at, and I can get back without my vehicle within that 30 miles. Pretty much I'm gonna need water. This will collect water, of course you can collect with it, and then purify that water, and you can continue to go. So this is a really good, this thing's really beat up. I use it all the time. I do have an extra filter in my vehicle. So if I was at a location and it kicked off hey, you gotta walk home, I would replace the filter on this immediately so I get a new fresh filter, and then I would continue on my journey. So water purification is absolutely necessary. There's also a can of provisions kit in here as well, but that's diving deeper into the bag, which we haven't got to that yet, but that's around water. Next is a big priority too, which is going to be socks. I always carry just an extra set of wool socks. This is merino wool right here, because your feet are your priority. You're moving with your feet. Now, of course, people are gonna say, I have a car, I have a vehicle. I'm assuming if worst case scenario happens, I am in bumper to bumper traffic and we're just stuck there and I'm not gonna be able to move. Or, worst case scenario, my vehicle breaks down, or everybody's vehicle breaks down due to something very catastrophic. I just can't move, so I gotta move. Maybe I'll just pull off into a ditch and just say, hopefully I can come back later to it, and then I'm going to walk my 25 miles home, or 20 miles, or 10 miles, or however far that I'm at. And your feet are that priority, changing your socks out, because if you damage your feet, it's not going to be a great day. Next, this is more of an everyday carry piece, I would say, but this is just a Anchor battery brick, and then charging adapters and charging cords and stuff like that. I always carry this with me just because, of course, we kind of live in a technologically based civilization, and everybody has a cell phone, everybody has some kind of flashlight, or a watch, a smart watch of some kind, and I just like having that charging capability. Now, this also goes with another device that I carry on me. I'm going to dive into this here pretty soon, but I also carry the InReach Mini 2. This thing's really awesome. I really like this thing. And it also, of course, recharges off of that. So that's just satellite communication that I can communicate with my wife, with other people, pretty much wherever I'm at, with satellite capability, right? I'm not relying on Wi-Fi or the cell phone network around me to communicate with. Now, hopefully I'm further enough away, but you can use, my wife can actually get the data, but at the same time, if you have another device, you can communicate the two devices together, which is pretty nice too. That's how my wife and I set up emergency, communications. Diving into more details. Again, this is kind of an everyday carry. I don't think they make these anymore. This is an outdoor research, little organizer. They're super lightweight. I haven't been able to find them recently, but they were fairly popular, probably about 10 years ago now. That's actually been a while, but really handy. And this is a lot of everyday stuff. Batteries, extra batteries are in this front compartment, is what I typically carry, right? And that's just for anything, flashlights, whatever I'm using. If I'm at work or something like that, I need batteries, there they are. Now, opening up into the center, I have, lighter, I have, wet wipes or dude wipes as they are. I mean, you can always clean yourself up. You can use it as a bathroom kit if necessary. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, you gotta go right now and you're out in the woods. I mean, stuff happens, I guess. Let's see, I actually carry some patches on me. Funny enough, prepared airman patches and stuff, just in case folks recognize me and know who I am. I also have stickers in here as well, and I just hand them out, because if they recognize me, then I'm like, cool, you can just have one for free. And then after bite, which this is like mosquito bites and stuff like this, nothing too major. I have hand warmers in here as well. Of course, if it's a little bit cooler out, like today, it was kind of nice, and it started pouring rain, then everything got super cold. Water bag, cold showers are in here as well. And then also going back to that foot care thing, this is from My Medic. This is a blister kit. These are really nice as well. And also medication mods. Simple, this is by My Medic as well. I really like these, how they have them all out. Ibuprofen, aspirin, diatome, Dramamine, all this kind of stuff, just to get you through whatever you're doing. Also, can of provisions is in here, right? More water-based stuff, of course. If you collect water, find water, you can keep hydrating, you can keep continuing on your journey. There's a lighter in here and a couple other minor things, but nothing really too major. And that's just about it, honestly. There's not a lot. There's some tweezers in here, a mirror, but I don't really carry a lot of stuff. There's toilet paper, Maiden TP in here as well, again, for specific uses. But not a lot in here, but it's nice and it's organized. I can just pretty much pick this thing up and take it with me wherever I need to go. I always attach the InReach Mini down here to the bottom of it. So pretty much wherever this little bag goes, I can stuff this in different bags and kind of leave this bag. I don't do that very often, but sometimes I do. So I just like having kind of a lot of the stuff just covered down right here. This is also kind of waterproof-ish. In the front pouch here, I have like a minimal rain slash wind layer. It's mainly a wind layer. This is a Beyond Clothing. They don't make this wind layer anymore, unfortunately, but I keep it in here. I wear it occasionally. If it starts to rain on me, I don't carry a specific rain jacket. Of course, I am wearing one because I prepared before I went out the door, but for some reason, if I get caught in something, the next big priority in here is shelter of some kind. And I just have a Snug Pack Stash Up. This is nothing super crazy. It's really small, but it's a tarp in essence, a really lightweight tarp. And those are kind of like the priorities of what I go off of in essence, is I need something to keep me out of the weather and out of the rain. If it starts absolutely pouring rain and I'm making it 30 miles home, or it's super cold and I don't have a rain jacket, maybe I'll just hunker down for an hour or two, right? So I don't get soaking wet and other things, right? Or maybe I do have to stay the night because it's 10 o'clock at night. I don't exactly know my surroundings because I'm further out of town in a different area. Like, there's just different scenarios that could occur. So it's super lightweight and I always keep it in there. So shelter, of course, water, feet, and then you just have your kind of miscellaneous stuff. Now there is some snacks in here. I always carry, just some granola bars or something like that, of course, with me. Works out pretty good. There's also a tourniquet in here, cat tourniquet. I always carry one of those. Pretty much, I always have one on me, of course, and then throughout different kits and stuff, they're just good to have. And then I also have 2 magazines of extra ammunition for my concealed carry pistol, which I always carry on me. This is also kind of a plus up because everyday carry, of course, as well. There's a whole bunch of geese about to land over there. But this is a minimal kit. This is what I've kind of gravitated to in essence, because I don't need my massive, 37-pound get home bag or bug out bag anymore, because I don't live in the area that I once did. Now that still does come with me if I'm traveling, of course, very far distances, like, hey, we're going 250 miles away. I want to have a really good bag ready to get me home or get to a location of friends or family that can, help me out. But for the day-to-day stuff, like around town, like as in 30 miles, I would say, this is all it is. So those are kind of my priorities, I guess you could say, is water, shelter, feet, and then communication, and then you can also add protection in there as well, and then kind of the miscellaneous stuff. But if you guys like this kind of stuff, definitely like, subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. I can dive into more details with this, but this is the current kit that I use. Again, it's a very minimal kit. I don't carry a lot with me in close knit around urban areas. But again, if you like this, like, subscribe, greatly appreciate it, and I hope y'all have a great day.